Hey beautiful souls, Hannah here, Life Purpose Queen. I am awakening you to your dreams, and some people don't even know what their dreams are. They are so closed down, and we are at the base chakra week. This is the base chakra consciousness, the place where your life purpose is birthed into the earth, right? Some people a little bit about base chakra. So here we are at the place that started it all for me. I felt really called to be here and talk about this. Hey Laura, hey Jeanette, hey people joining me live. Say hi when you're here. It's a little bit shaky this morning and I really want to share about that. Hey Alina, hey Laurie. All right, how are we feeling at the start of base chakra week? Yeah, so pretty, right? So pretty. This is a beautiful place. The first place that I settled here on the coast. That is Australia, yes. It's my home. Or is it? I'm going to talk about that. All right, so let me share this, guys, and we shall jump into base chakra week, right? Got a lot to say about base chakra week. I've got a lot to say about everything, don't I? Got a lot to say about so many things. And by the way, it's only a couple more days for the Goal Reacher program to be released at $9.97. It's usually nearly $3,500. It's only $9.97. That's like 3 months with me. There's clients that customize that, so please let me know if you want more information about what exactly we customize. It's only certain clients have certain things. So you're so depressed, it's so interesting. I woke up so depressed. So let me speak to that depression, because at the base chakra, when we're talking about our life purpose, if we're not on purpose, it's like a pressing down of our purpose, right? Yes, you have caught alive. Okay, let me share this. Hey Pauline. Pauline would recognize this place. This would be somewhat local for you too, Pauline. Okay, let's ashadasa. And guys, for the base chakra week, I felt called to do life purpose alignment affirmations, not an actual meditation. So they're actually like daily alignment affirmations, they're audio, so you can listen to them. You know how I'm always talking about, you know, mindset. Feeling very depressed and sensitive. Okay, thank you for sharing that. So beautiful it is. Okay, who else is feeling a little bit depressed and down, or it's shifted for you, or you're feeling high and happy and it's amazing? Like tell me how we're feeling. Okay, awesome. I've just shared that. We are all good to go. So my period was 1 week late, started yesterday. Yeah, aligning to the new moon, the dark moon. Yeah, dark moon is in a couple of days. So I don't know if it's really noisy for you guys. Like I'm like right next to the road. I'm like, yes, let's come to this beautiful space. But I know it's like the road's right there. But this, right? Yeah, irritated? Yeah, okay. So let's talk about this base chakra, right? Obviously base chakra, very relatable to periods, to feeling irritated, to feeling, you know, like in that irritation, that anger, that all of that is like being out of alignment, right? Thanks, Shane. Sure. So lots more people shifted out, hit rock bottom with my mom. Yeah, it's been intense, hasn't it? Such a beautiful spot it is. Michelle, you would recognize that too. Yeah, Alina, lost, confused, don't know what to do, where to go. Yeah, so much like that, right? So when we're like coming down through the chakras, then we hit the base, right? And I'm gonna share what's happened for me and how that relates to the base chakra. And this is why I've like come to live stream here. So when I woke up this morning, and like the past like 3 days, and I even shared like kind of real personal details in the Trust and Intuition Tribe, because Trust and Intuition Tribe is where you get the whole story, what's going on for me. Out here I just share a little bit, just give me the surface stuff. If you want the deep real stuff, it's in the Trust and Intuition Tribe, which by the way, Trust Intuition is open, the early bird is open. So if you're feeling called for that, send me a message, because yeah, I'm gonna put the link on. Problems being exposed. So is that like you're feeling like you have been exposed, or you're feeling like you will be exposed? Like, is there a fear like, oh my God, I'm gonna like, you know, get in trouble? Or is it like you have been exposed? Like, just wanna let me know a bit there. Yeah, so same. So Pauline says, amazing, feeling the love and getting drawn to the dark side, which I've owned and I believe that I love a part of me too. Yeah, awesome. Looks like a fake background. Yeah, no, this is the real deal, guys. This is the real deal. I can show you I'm like gonna fall off the edge here because I'm on the ledge to go down. Family issues being exposed. How interesting. Okay. All right. So, okay. So when I wake up this morning, hey Deborah, I'm like seeing all these people trying to be live. Same here with people shifting out. Okay, awesome. Gonna get question on base chakra. We kind of scared of it. Okay, so let's talk about how our base chakra relates to our truth. Who has goosebumps or is like, yeah, base chakra is about truth, right? Base chakra is about who we really are. So when we come down through the chakras and we come into our base, it's really tapping into us being who we are, right? Usually there's a lot of blocks around the base chakra which can cause sexual issues, financial issues, really being like, you know, drawn like, you know, to like, actually who am I? You know, like when we come down into the base, it's like we're being born again. We're like hitting reality. Like literally babies are birthed from the base chakra, right? Like who and we comes out of the base chakra, like physicality, like all the like, you know, spirituality meets physicality at the base chakra, right? And it's really, really like important that we understand that when we hit base chakra, we're hitting reality. Yeah, it's about our truth. Yes, it sure is, right? Because in this space, it's like really tapping into and allowing who you really are to be birthed. Now, you know how I always say, like, you know, there's a lot of people who are cut off at the throat, they don't speak and they're stuck in their head and they're like, you know, living from here upwards, right? At the, you know, when we go down through here, we're taking this and truth and who we are all the way down and then we're birthing it. So it's like we are taking our truth and instead of it being speaking the truth, we're living it. Yeah, I always say we're living the truth, not just speaking it. And it is here at the base chakra where we actually action it, right? Base chakra is a very action, you know, a very masculine dominated action thing. Like the base chakra needs to move to be able to create something to come into physicality, right? So in that space, like it's like your truth comes out. Yeah, we hit that physical reality. Now going back to the way that I woke up this morning, and I've been feeling like, and I posted yesterday actually, you know, I've been feeling like going through this dark night of the soul. I'm like, whoa, what's happening? And then even as I was walking here, depending on how long you guys have been following me for, I seem to have been doing, I do this chakra journey, I've noticed. I've done it every year since I've come online, and that's 3 years, right? Or is it going into 4 years? It's starting into 4. I'll have to check the chakra journey because I feel like, and the message I was getting is that every time you do a chakra journey, right, you're working with another chakra. So if you've done the chakra journey 1, 2, 3 times, you've worked with 1, 2, 3 chakras. And it's so interesting because it's like, how deep do you want to go? How far do you want to go down the rabbit hole? Like, honestly, we can get lost with this stuff, and people do and go crazy and go into psychosis, and that's why it's really important to have the right support, the understanding, the people around you, so you don't go down the rabbit hole and get lost. Okay, it's all good to go down the rabbit hole, but just make sure you know how to come back to reality, to physicality in reality. Yeah, when we look at the base chakra, it's about taking radical responsibility for our physical reality. And a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't feel comfortable doing that. A lot of people are scared to do that, right? And then what happens is that they close up, right? They don't want to deal with physicality. They don't want to deal with their reality and face actually their reality, which is like living in the head. They want to face it. So they're like, when we hit the base chakra, it can be really like wake-up calls that people just don't want to deal with, right? And it's like looking at that physical reality of like seeing the truth, right? We've awakened all these chakras as we come down, right? And when we like come down into this space, it's like looking at the radical responsibility of the energy that we are bringing to the table. A lot of people are really good at judging other people and telling them what's going on with their reality, but a lot of people won't look at the 3 fingers pointing back at them about what the energy is that they're bringing to the table. Now, give me a love heart, or a like, or give me a love hearts, type them in the comments, or a big yes, if you solely believe that you are the creator of your reality. Give me a big thumbs up if you solely believe that you are, or some love hearts, the creator of your reality. Now, some people do this spiritual stuff and they're like, yeah, it's amazing. And then they hit physicality and they're like, it's not working. And they just don't know how to deal with all the stuff. They don't know how to deal with physicality in reality, right? Now, when we look at this space of literally being able to deal with physicality in reality, deal with our truth, step into our truth, be in your truth, right? That can take a lot of practice to stay strong in your truth, to even know what your truth is without being heavily influenced by people around you. Now let me bring you back to the reason why I've come to this beautiful place to live stream this morning. When I woke up in tears. I woke up at 4:18, which I didn't check what that is. I forgot to check this one this morning. At 4:18. Okay. My angel number's up, right? And I was looking at 4:18. So when we get woken up in the night, yes, we've got and I know between 3 a.m. and 5 p.m. is 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. is grief, yeah? Well, I think it's 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. One of the two. And I was like, and you couldn't sleep either. Okay, yeah. So that is grief, yeah? There's grief in our lungs. It's grief that we haven't processed. And I was very aware of that. And so I was just sitting there, and then the tears started coming and rolling. And I was just like, and it's been like this for a couple of days. I think, what are we now, Wednesday? So even on Monday, I was like this as well. And I'm like, what is going on, right? Didn't get to sleep till 4:30. Okay. And so I'm bawling my eyes out, and I'm like, why am I crying? What is this? And I just had this flashback. I was just like, holy shit. It just went back to things that I had even forgotten about from when I first landed on the coast. Yeah. Just quite an hour ago. Yeah. There's lots of releasing going on. Yeah. This beautiful place was my safe, sacred haven for the first 2 years that I landed on the Sunshine Coast. Now I've been here for about 16 years now, and when I first got to the Sunshine Coast, I was originally heading up that way, up to Cairns, to go and live with my dad, to be there, to go and do TAFE or uni or something, because that's what they told me to do. My family in Perth were not happy with what I was doing when I was 18, which is, by the way, I worked in a pet shop. I loved working in a pet shop. That was me. I sorted, I didn't know what I wanted to do, but that wasn't good enough. So I said that I would go to TAFE or uni or something, and that I would do it in Cairns with my dad, because why would I do it in Perth? I might as well do it there. Anyway, I told my boyfriend at the time that I had to go to TAFE or uni or something, and that I'm going to do it in Cairns with my dad, and that I'm leaving. And he said, well, I'll come with you and we'll drive across. And I was like, oh, okay. Honestly, when I was in high school and everyone's like, what are you going to do when you finish school? And people going off to the UK and being a nanny, and because that was the thing you did in Perth for some reason. And then uni and TAFE and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, I just want to drive around Australia. That's all I would say to people. And lo and behold, here it is. I drove across Australia. I didn't quite get around, but I drove across, and we were heading up the coast, but we decided to stay here because it's beautiful, and there's no crocodiles, there's no stingers, we don't have to worry about that stuff, and the surf, so bonus. But it was just interesting to wake up this morning and have my eyes bawling out with all these tears and memories. It was just this life review of it was why am I on the coast? Why did I come here? What drew me here? All my family's on the other side of Australia. All this stuff, right? And I was going through this process of healing all this, these things that I'd forgotten about. Seriously, things that I had forgotten about. And then it hit me. I was just well, every single man that I've ever friggin' been with on the coast has not been, uncommitted, or I've been the, what is it? Like I've been the rebound, or I've been the girl that the guys, you know, their message again once they've like broken up with their girlfriend and they had injury. I was just like, no, like fucking leave me alone. Like all these tears, right? All these tears just flowing out of me, just like from all the stuff and the original men that, you know, I was like being with on the coast, like just so much. And I was just like, oh my God, like, and I used to live just over there and I used to have a beautiful view of this place. Like I was never moving from this place. I was never moving from that unit. It was, yeah, it was the best. It was like, it was beautiful. And what I realized it is that it was my safe haven. Yeah. I was in a fit of rage this morning and I'm like, what is going on here? What is going on? Where is this rage stemming from? Now, I have to give you a little bit of a backstory to be able to, for you to perhaps understand this, that the past 2 to 3 weeks and I've shared in depth in the in my Trust Intuition tribe, that I've been uncovering layers of sexual abuse that I experienced, that I've dealt with, and I was like, why is this coming up again? I've dealt with this, and then it was like, but then I realized I'm like, actually I'm dealing with a different aspect of it, and the different aspect of it that I've been really like facing, and probably why I've been bawling my eyes out most of the fucking like past 3 weeks. So without going into a lot of detail, the aspect of it that I've been healing, that I was questioning, why is this coming up again? I've dealt with this, right? But I was dealing with was that when I told somebody what had happened, I don't exactly remember what happened, but all I remember is getting belted and dragged down the hallway and looked in my room and obviously was told that either it didn't happen or never to speak of it again, or, you know, like I don't actually remember that bit, but I remember being dragged down the hallway and belted and locked in my room, you know, whatever, right? And so in this space, it was like really like tapping into like, number one, my truth being shut down. I shared my heart and my voice. I spoke my truth and it wasn't received. Well, it was, but it was, you know, shut down. Now, this is not a finger pointing like they did this to me. This is not what this is about, okay? If that's how you're feeling about this, then please get off my live stream and unfollow me, okay? This is about how when we speak our truth, people probably usually don't receive it, okay? Now, that had caused me to not speak up. It had caused me to be in a state of, you know, and that's why when I was driving here and I was in this fit of rage, and then I was using my tools and everything I teach and going through the processes on the way here, and it totally shifted. And it, like, from that experience, I created a belief that I don't deserve love, that I don't deserve, that my words and my voice is unimportant, that what I believe in doesn't matter, that I don't matter. These were the beliefs that I had buried deep down in my base chakra. Talk about base chakra week. These are the beliefs that I've been carrying around since I was this big, well, this big, right? And the reason that I'm sharing this is because those belief systems and that experience from when I was, I don't know, I was between 4 and 6 years old. I don't remember exactly. I know it was around then, right? That belief system that I carried from that moment in time has created my entire reality until this moment. Now, when we are working with base chakra, the base chakra is deeply connected to the crown, yeah? The base chakra and the crown are deeply connected. Why? Because they're both one from the top and the bottom, right? They're both in from the top and the bottom, yeah? And you know how I always talk about mindset. We're doing life purpose, and they're like, are you doing mindset? And they said no, and I'm like, why aren't you doing mindset? I'm like, if you want to create reality, you must be training your brain. Like, it is like imperative. Like, if you are not doing that in your life is working, start there, okay? Because that is like the most number one key point, that if you really want to change your life, you must be doing journaling, mindset work every single day. Otherwise, how do you expect to change your reality? And people say, oh, that doesn't work. And it's like, yeah, because you're changing your brain. And so then all this stuff comes up, and it's just at that point, a lot of people stop just before they're about to have the breakthrough because it's too overwhelming, they don't know what to do with it and all this stuff, right? And this is why I teach all these tools, blah, blah, blah. The point is that the base chakra and the mind are interlinked. If you do not feel safe in your reality to voice, to, you know, like any incident, especially when we're in childhood, creates a belief system, and that belief system grows like a tree, and that creates a reality, right? It's probably why there's like 60 million trees on the earth, or maybe there's a little bit less now, but let's not even go there. I'm not even talking about that, right? Create new seeds to grow new trees, but sometimes we need to clean out the shit that's created that in the first place, okay? The hurt, the pain, the torture, the feeling trapped, all of that. Because lately, I haven't been feeling trapped lately, but for a long time on the coast, I've been feeling trapped. And I woke up and I was like, why am I feeling like this? Why am I crying? What is this about? And that's when all the, like, it was just like a big life review just like flowed through, and I'm like, what the hell? Bawling my eyes out. And then that came up and I was like, okay, like, you know, like, okay, let's change that belief. So I did the reworking, change that, instantly felt different. And then I also did another process because I felt like all this tightness around my neck, and then I realized I had a noose around my neck, and I'm like, yeah, totally, that's it, right? So releasing all of that, all the past life trauma, all this stuff, yeah? Now you understand. Yes, awesome, right? Awesome. So with this space, yeah, when we are not looking at what is held in those energetic spaces, whether it's your throat, whether it's your heart, like, and this is where people think, oh yeah, chakras, it's like, oh guys, there's like full consciousness in each one, and you can go down the rabbit hole with each one. If you haven't cleared out the main blocks about what is going on in those chakras, you will be blocked, and it will be a tree. There's certain trees in each chakra, meaning seeds, meaning mindset, meaning creating whole belief systems in your entire energetic body, let alone your physical body, let alone your world, right? And the other thing I'm hearing to talk about is the sacrifice. The sacrifice and the work that goes into it. The people see these amazing people living these amazing lives, right? That did not come without sacrifice. And people were like, oh, well, I'm not sacrificing this and this and this. And it's okay, that's fine. Where do you want to go? Like, is what you're doing working for you? And if not, are you willing to change that? Now, most people don't want to change. That's okay, but then don't complain about your reality then. Because at the base chakra, we're taking deep responsibility and radical responsibility for every single part of our reality, including the energy we bring to the table with whatever situation is going on, right? Now, I could have got on this live stream, and that's why I was like driving here, and I'm like, I don't want to go on live stream, like, this is bullshit. Like, I can't go on live stream with this energy and just be like a fucking fit of rage. Like, you know, that's why I did the work on the way here. I was just like, right, okay, what is really going on here? And I delved into it, and I was like, oh, that's why all of this is coming up. Now, this is also coming up on the life purpose, because this is physical reality. And when I ask myself so many times, why am I on the Sunshine Coast? Like, I have asked that so many times over the years, right? And there's a part of me that just recently, and I've even been saying it to my closest friends, I'm like, I feel like this in my house, you know, and I'm like doing all the work and all this stuff. But then I realized, like, on the weekend, like, the Sunshine Coast has gotten so busy. Like, I've always said it's going to end up like the next Gold Coast, just without the high rises, because they've got like a limit of building like height on the Sunshine Coast, but it would be as busy, right? And I've realized that even especially where I live, it's just like construction, because like so much construction, like, and I've been doing all this earth healing, because when there's a lot of construction going on, or any construction going on, we're changing the energetic vibration of the land, and that can be really unsettling until someone comes along and reconfigures what's going on the land, so that the new building can be okay and the people in that building don't get affected by the disruptive like energy that's just been built up on the land. So much, right? Physical reality, energetic shifts, changing the vibration, changing the physical density. Like, honestly, like, there's so much to this, yeah? The most important thing, what else do I need to talk about with that? Oh, sabotage. At the base chakra, at life purpose, we can be sabotaged to no end, yeah? When I look at, felt so weird to be at the beach with bulldozers. Where was that at, Michelle? So full on, right? It's really full on. And this whole busyness, and I'm like, this was my sacred safe place. Like, honestly, like, this saved me. This literally saved me. I don't know if I'd still be here if this, you know, Anyway, this beautiful space saved me. Yeah, at Maroochydore. Yeah, so full on, isn't it? There's so much construction going on the coast, and it's like making me want to like leave. And I'm like, and I think part of that base chakra and like is having the freedom to do what you want to do. And I've realized, and part of my grief that's been going on this past week is that finally, nothing is holding me back anymore from leaving. Now, I don't know if I'll leave for good, but I know that I'm leaving for a little while. If you guys saw my post yesterday, I was like, the red dirt's calling me. If you guys know me, I love road tripping. I love all of that. So there's some things coming up very soon. To have the freedom to be able to do what I want to do is exactly why I've been building this in the first place, right? And you want to talk about sacrifice, and you want to talk about life purpose, and you want to talk about awakening to your dreams, right? It wasn't my dream to end up on the Sunshine Coast. It just so happens I was in this amazing place while I was healing, working on all the stuff that led me to this place in the first place. When we hit base chakra, when we wake up to our reality, we're like, and then we like have to face the reason and every single event that brought us to this place in the first place. And sometimes that is really confronting, right? The reason that I left Perth was because I felt unsupported. The reason that I left Perth was because I felt safer leaving. The reason that I left Perth is because I wasn't good enough doing what I was doing, so I better go and do something that's good enough, right? Like all these stories that led me to this place that have seen me question, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? And it was like all these emotional reactions and, you know, places that had led me to this space. So when we come into a reality that can be really confronting and people don't want to face it because they're like, number one, they usually don't know where to start. Number two, they don't have the support. Number three, they open their mouth to someone who doesn't get it and they tell them to shut up or something, they're crazy or whatever. So they just go back to their thing and go unconscious again and then wonder why they're so depressed. Depression comes when we're pushing down on our purpose and we're pressing it down. Yeah? When everything seems like you're getting blocked, it's like, number one, what is the block? What has led me to this place in time? Where am I not taking radical responsibility for my emotions, for the place that led me here, for every step and every choice that I've made in my life? Like, what made me make those choices? And it's not that there's anything wrong with it. It's understanding what led you to this place and then taking your power back in a consciously radical way, that you have the power to change every aspect of your life, of your reality, to be in total alignment with your life purpose. A lot of people have sexual issues, base chakra issues, financial issues, sacral, like cervical issues, like all that stuff, because they're out of alignment with their life purpose. When you're radically honest with yourself, what would your soul want to be doing? If you had no responsibilities, what would your soul be doing? That gives you a bit of insight into like that, and then your mind will kick in and go, oh, but you got to do this and this and this. Well, maybe you do. Maybe you need to clean up your reality so that you can do that. Or maybe you can step right into that. The question is, do you trust your soul? And the question is, are you ready to face the radical responsibility and all the confronting emotions that will come up in alignment with your life purpose so that you can do that? Because those that tell you it's easy took 10 years, 20 years to go through the shit to get where they are. Traveling Australia on horseback. Oh yes, that's you're like, yes, by yourself. I know, man. This is like, yes, let's go, right? Not ready to face, that's what's holding me back. Yeah, and most people are not ready to face because they simply don't have the tools. They don't have the tools, they don't have the support, they don't know where to start. And so it's just kind of like, I don't know. So they just don't go there because they don't know where to start. Where do we start? Trust intuition is like a step-by-step process of exactly how to do that. It's called trusting intuitions because you're trusting your soul and what you're being guided to do, and all this like stuff that comes up to stop you, or all the blocks, or all the emotions, or all the belief systems that won't allow you to move forward. Trust intuition, it's all there. Now I know a lot of hurt inside, yeah, and most people, again, just don't have the support to face the hurt, which is the thing that shifts your entire life, right? A lot of people feel so much freer once they release all that hurt and pain in there, but a lot of people don't know where to start. Gorgeous, but so isolated and empty. Yeah, it's beautiful over there. Okay, I just seeing these comments because I missed some of them. So Kristen, I think it's Kristen, chills through my whole body. Thank you for making the picture of my reality so much more clear. Yay, so welcome. All right. You were just working through it, Hannah. That's why you had so much grief and then went into rage. Is why you felt it. You shifted this. Yes. Yes, and that's the thing. Like, you know, it's just having the tools and the awareness, right? It's just like I knew something was going on. I didn't know how or what, but when we have the tools, we can travel it and shift it. Come into deep awareness. Storm brewing. I know. I'm just like, eek, are these clouds going to hold out? Because I can see them coming that way. Rain, rain, wash it all away. Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, past 3 to 4 years. Yeah, it's uncomfortable being in your truth, but I love my truth. Working through it and taking responsibility for what I am bringing to the table. Yes. If you bring anger, rage, and stuff to a situation, those people who are usually not so aware of their emotions usually will react back to that. Yeah, whatever energy you bring to the table is what you will see. Sometimes you still receive a different reaction, but when you're conscious of what you're bringing to the table, you can usually shift stuff. Yeah, a lot of grief, a little guilt. Yeah, more people leaving. Yes, need to take more action. My sleep cycles are messed up. Yeah, it can be emotional as well when we're not being able to sleep or anything like that too. All right, let me see. Depression is not meeting our needs. Yes, pushing down our purpose, pushing down our soul's truth, pushing down what's important to us, yeah? Yes, when people shut you down from not speaking a truth, it makes you not want to speak up again. Yeah, and that's where the work comes in understanding how to be in your truth, how to speak your truth, and not be affected by other people's reactions, right? And that comes from when we clear out the part and that space where almost like we return to that place where before it happened, that where we were confident to speak our truth, and we hold that space, because that person's reactions, it is like, it has nothing to do with us, right? In a way, right? Whatever they've got going on, whatever that, and this is where we really take radical responsibility for creating our reality, radical responsibility for our emotions, radical responsibility for our energy, because there is this space where you get to where you feel people's energy, but you're not affected by it. Yeah, two different things there. Yes, you are freeing so much of yourself. Yes, 100%. Yes, breaking the chains. 100%. Right? And that's where it comes into having that right support network that allows you to come into that space. So like my Trust Intuition, as I said, like the Goal Reacher program, you know, if you want that one-on-one support, like that finishes in a couple of days, so that will go back up to the original investment price. Actually, that's going up that's going up again. It's going up past the original investment point. So I'm just going to see what else. Oh yeah, sexuality. Okay, yes. Okay. So just check in what else is in base chakra is the divine balance. Yeah, we come into balancing the masculine and feminine self within ourselves. It's that kundalini that awakes in the bottom of our base chakra. It's like the fire that is lit, yeah, and comes through each of our chakras. And if we're closed at the base, most of the other chakras are usually struggling to open as well. The base chakra is our fire, it's our passion, it's our purpose, it's our sexuality, it's our energy, it's our life force, it's us. Yeah, we birth things, but we're also birthing us. It's a physical manifestation of who we are. Yeah, without all the clouded stuff from people saying stuff, or this happening, or this happening, or this happening, right? Over the years when we're not, and this is why sometime in the future, sometime soon, the world is shifting into a place where the school curriculums are changing and teaching children about managing their energy, teaching children about the power of their energy, teaching children about their reality and somebody else's reality. Because when we do, there'll be one, less suicide on the earth, and number two, be able to understand when somebody else has got their stuff going on, not take it personally and make it about them, and then we kind of go into this spiral and then we don't want to be here, right? So our purpose, our passion, our drive is our fuel for the rest of our life. But when that fuel is being like, the fire is being put out by someone said this and someone said this and they're not supported by this, right? If we don't have a strong internal sense of self, then we're allowing to, that to become our reality rather than realizing that we are the manifestor of our reality. A lot of people do, and a lot of people are starting to wake up to that. But again, they don't have the tools or understanding or know-how to be able to understand, number one, when it's our energy or somebody else's energy, when it's like, this is going on in our aura, or how do we travel this thread of like exactly what I did on the way here. I was like, where is this fit of rage coming from? Why am I bawling my eyes out crying? Why am I being drawn to come back here to the place that started it all? Because when I really asked my soul, where does it want to be? It had needed to be here. It wanted to be here. It was here for a big chunk of time whilst I healed in this amazing space. To be able to have total freedom of your soul and totally trust that, what would you need to do and create in your reality? You look like Jesus lighting up with the background. Speaking the words of truth. Right? When you ask yourself, yes to the kiddos, when you ask yourself, what is my soul calling me to do? And do I have the complete freedom and trust to be able to follow that all the way? We might get a little bit of the way, or we might kind of get some way. And then we're like, I feel blocked. And it's like understanding that a block doesn't mean that you stop. A block means that you got to find the lock that unlocks that door so you can walk through it. Because this is the thing where I'm always saying like mindset, like you have to do it. And that's why I've put in these base chakra. For the base chakra, it's not a meditation, it's alignment affirmations, that allows you to come into alignment with your life purpose every single day. And this is the start. And as I said, like people think that, well, like they do it and it's like amazing, and then stuff comes up and that's where they stop. And I'm like, don't stop there, you're about to break through. You just have to get the lock and unlock the door and walk through. Like, don't let those blocks stop you, right? So let me put this in. Going to put this in the comments as well. That's the life purpose alignment affirmations. So is it Sarah? Love it. I'm working with all my children, crystals, angels, clearing the energy. Yes, we need more of this in the world. Yeah, it starts with the children and it starts with our inner child. All right, what else do I need to talk about? Does anyone have any questions about the base chakra and life purpose and sexuality and money? Right? All of that, right? Talk about taking radical responsibility for our reality and everything in our reality. That means our relationships, that means our emotions, that means our physical reality, It means our place that we live, it means our financial responsibilities, it means everything in the physical reality. When we have that connection to a higher power, we're able to bring that down to earth and birth it. Sometimes that's really uncomfortable. All right, is there anything else that I need to say about life purpose? So coming back to that sabotage as well, like when we come up to those blocks, it's like people will say, oh, well, I'm just not supposed to do it. And it's kind of like looking at, well, what's a sabotage and what's actually enabling you to look at that. Are you going to let that stop you and go back to your old patterns? Are you going to let that person's voice be stuck in your head and all the emotions that are coming up to release, right? Because when we do this work, we're shifting our vibration to a higher vibration. So anything that's dense and old and stagnant and hurt and pain and anything that's not that higher vibration that you're working towards, i.e. positive mindset and what that creates in your reality, that's what's coming up and out. And it's so important to be able to have the tools, the support network, to be able to guide you through that process in the first place to shift it out. Is it important to go back to the time when you were a child to change a belief? I think you can change a belief. Like, you don't have to go, oh shit, what age was that when I created that belief? Like, we don't have to. It's awesome too, but you don't have to. In a sense that, like if you become aware of something, if you become aware of, so you're doing something in your life and you're moving forward in whatever way, shape or form, and then all of a sudden you're like, you come up against this stuff and you're like, realize that you're believing something about your reality. You're like, oh, well, this belief is in my face, or people were saying the same thing to me. It's like, well, what am I believing about that situation? And if you ask, you'll have that awareness, right? And then you can simply choose. It can be simple, guys. Sometimes it doesn't feel like that if there's a ton of emotions stagnant underneath that you need to clear out. That's where the hard part comes in, right? If you simply choose to change what you're believing about a situation, you can ask yourself, what am I believing about this situation? What am I believing about this event that happened? What story am I telling myself over and over about the reality of that situation? What story am I telling everybody else about what happened? Right? That's how you discover your beliefs. What story am I constantly telling people? Oh, well, I can't do this because, or I'm doing this because, or that happened and that person. What are you believing about that event? And then ask yourself, actually, I choose not to believe that anymore, and I now choose to believe this. I now choose to believe, just like I said this morning, like it was like I had a belief system running in there. I don't deserve love. My words don't matter. What I've got to say I don't matter. Right? And it's like, wow, that explains a lot. That explains like my whole life actually. And every choice that I've made running at effect of that belief. We make choices from the belief system. Yeah, every belief system creates a reality because we take action. We believe something and then we choose something because of this reality, right? I.e., right, I don't deserve love. My words don't matter. I don't matter. Well, I just won't stay here anymore. I'll drive across Australia and whatever. Now, everything happens for a reason, blah, blah, blah. I'm meant to be here, blah, 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 right? But at the end of the day, it creates a reality. And then when we unpick that reality, as you're saying, Alina, I don't know what I want to do. I don't know what lights me up. I don't know what's important to me. That's because this has created a tree of our reality and all our choices today. Now, feeling lost, depressed, all of that, when we're birthing out of our sacral chakra and we birth into our base chakra, right? When we uncover all those belief systems, we're like, fuck, well, I don't know, it's a complete reality shift. You want to talk about wake-up calls? You want to talk about reality shift? Like, that's what happens. Yeah? Reality shifts because what once, and all those things that were really comfortable, and this is my reality, and I'm doing this, and that's it, and all of a sudden you uncover all this stuff, and then you're just like, well, I've been sharing my story in the Trust Intuition, and that's why I posted last night. I'm like going through a dark night of the soul, guys, because I just completely changed my entire reality, and I'm like, wow, what am I meant to do now? Life purpose queen loses her purpose? No. Do we ever lose purpose? No. Do we ever lose who we are? No. Do we ever lose a space in time? I don't know, maybe. Right? The point is, you are not lost. You are recalibrating to your higher self, to your higher purpose, to your life purpose. Because this tree of beliefs, of reality, of all of that stuff created your life until this moment. And until this moment in time, reality awareness, exactly. We become aware that actually all those things were driven from a belief that, I'm using my example, that I didn't deserve love. I don't deserve love, that I don't matter. So I'm going to find something that does matter because I want to stay alive. It's a survival mechanism, right? Primitive survival mechanism. And when we uncover that, it can feel like your entire reality shatters, and everything that had purpose and meaning and drive behind it and why you were doing something and your purpose, and I'm talking about me here, right? Can you guys relate? Give me some love hearts if you can relate, right? Everything that I've known totally obliterated, and I don't even know if I love this person anymore. I don't even know if I love this job. Why am I even living here? Why am I in this space? Why do I wear these clothes? Like, oh my God, what am I doing? What am I doing on the planet? when we come into this space, it is so important. You are not lost, you are recalibrating. It is like you have shed a skin that you have worn your entire life, and what is happening is you are becoming more of who you are. You are becoming more of the person you are meant to be, the reason you're born on this planet in the first place. The reason that you were born in the first place. Because if you're doing this work, and if you're at that point, if you're at this point where you're like, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, because you've done so much work to uncover and shift so much shit out that has been clouding your reality and your aura and who you really are, your divine truth, your powerful truth, and that person that you are deep inside, so that you can live your purpose. But sometimes that space between removing all that and just going, whoa, I can't believe I was living all that, and it actually makes so much sense, but now what? There is usually a bit of a gap. And it's so important, I talk about this space all the time, to be okay in this space, to be okay with feeling lost, even though the truth is you're not really lost, you're recalibrating, and your soul is trying to guide you with what's really important to you, with finding what matters to you, with your soul's purpose. Now that could be doing nothing than doing exactly what you're doing now, but with a higher perspective, with a deeper understanding of life, with a conscious awareness of self. I'm getting covered in goosebumps. You don't need to change anything, but sometimes it can feel like you just want to change everything because nothing resonates anymore. Again, I'm covered in goosebumps as I say that. You just come into this space with your entire reality's changed, but nothing's changed. Here I am saying that I want to leave the coast, but I don't know if I will be. I might not. I'm just like, okay, well, at the moment I feel like I want to because nothing feels right, but I want to travel, but I don't. But just allow yourself this space. Yeah, this is so important in this space of lostness, to allow that space of all the options, but just being with it for a period of time. Being with it so that you're not making decisions out of a reality and belief systems that you once held, that you don't have anymore. Well, I better do this because, no, what is your soul guiding you to do? That could mean being for a period of time, which can be really uncomfortable because we're doing creatures. We're taught that if we're not doing something, we're not enough, right? And when we can remember that, and this is where the soul tribe's important, this is where having the support is important, this is where having the people who get it are important, because otherwise we end up creating a reality from beliefs, again, that are not your true self. Yeah? I'm trusting that that really dark cloud is not going to rain on me. So let me check these comments here. Oh, so when you said, Michelle, that came from, is it important to go back to a time when you were a child to change a belief? It is awesome. Like whenever you do inner child work, check in. What belief am I holding about this situation from that moment? Definitely, 100%. But you don't have to, okay? Because we can become aware of our beliefs in our everyday reality, which is where it starts. And then we can always trace that back. Wow, where did that start? And if you're intuitive and in tune and on point, you will get that answer and it will drop back in, and a memory might come back from childhood and you're like, oh wow, yeah, okay, I really see that that's what I started to believe from that moment in time. But from now on, and from that moment in time, I now change that. I choose to believe, take your power back, I choose to believe this about my reality now. Yeah, and sometimes, like I said, that there might be a lot of grief and stuff about that. Okay, I don't know how to do it. I have zero skill. I tried. How long did you try for? A couple of months, a year, 2 years? The most skillful people have been doing it for years and years and years. The most important thing is, if it's a soul calling and a soul yearning, don't give up. Don't give up. If you give up and you feel depressed and you're like always wishing that you would have done the thing, that's your sign that you just got to keep going, yeah? Get the training, get all the skills that you need, like keep going. Thanks, Shane. We need to be more aware of our thoughts and actions and the effect it has on us and those around us, and how what we do causes others to react to our original thought and action. Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's not our responsibility to how people react, but it's our responsibility of what energy we bring to the table. That is definitely our responsibility. Yeah. Okay, awesome question, Michelle. I've run away for too long, have to be here now. Yes, Yes. Being lost is just as important as that sometimes when the big things surprise you, then your entire life can change. Yes. That's why I love the saying, you're not lost, you're recalibrating. Yeah, so important. A lot of people feel lost, but it's a recalibration. Yeah, the compass spins around. Yeah, don't need to be sorry about your energy, dear one. It's okay. Never apologize for feeling what you're feeling. Yeah. I mean energy you bring to the table. Like if you're having I guess it's in anything ultimately, but it's like, you know, for example, like, you know, I was like driving here and I'm like, this is not right to get on live stream. Like I was going to do the processes anyway, but I was just like, I'm like halfway here, I'm like still feeling like shit, and I'm still in like this big rage, you know. I'm just like, this is not the time to get on live stream. But it shifted by the time I was here. And that's the thing, when we set an intention, when we do the work, it will shift. You've just got to know how and what to do. Yeah. All right, so is there anything else that wants to come through about base chakra? Does anyone have any other questions? If you think that this live stream can help, I'm going to say this while I'm waiting to see if there's any more questions that come through, because I'm like, I don't feel like I've got any other questions. But, you know, it's like, where do I start? Well, as I said, you start with your mindset. You start with changing the way you think, because that will start to bring up the feelings that you need to shift. Again, if you don't have the support around you, find it. Yeah. My Trust Intuition group, Trust Intuition's open if you want the one-on-one support. Goal Reacher only has a couple more days before that shifts back up to the original price. But the Trust Your Intuition tribe, also my reality awareness support group. My website is a plethora of support. So if you guys are watching and you think that this can help somebody, please share it with them. Please tag their name in the comments. Please share it on your page. Please share it around in groups, wherever you feel called to share it. Send it in a private message if you need to. Send it via email, whatever you need to do. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. And remember, I am the Life Purpose Queen, awakening you to your dreams, because as you work to awaken your consciousness, you also shift the world around you. And the more we are aware of our own individual energy, the more we allow that awareness to bubble out and ripple out and wake everyone else up in our path. You're so very welcome, guys. I love you heaps. Namaste.